And good evening, and thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Ann Trujillo.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. Now, last week, we shared the story of a Denver woman who believes she was drugged at a bar downtown and then says Denver police refused to test her.
And since then, dozens of victims have come forward sharing their stories. And tonight, we are digging deeper into the role that bars play in keeping their patrons safe.
Denver 7's Christian Lopez in the studio, continuing our in-depth coverage tonight. You spoke with a bouncer who says he's seen this happen.
Yeah, it's really scary to think about. You go out, you're trying to have a good time, and sometimes people are becoming victims of this. Now, I did sit down with that bouncer who works at a local bar. We are not naming it, but he says when this has happened there, they've taken matters into their own hands and they've helped catch those suspects.
It does happen, and it's a lot of times it's in college bars.
William Ellenberg is a bouncer at a college bar in Denver, choosing not to name it.
We've had several cases of girls accusing people of slipping stuff in their drinks.
Ellenberg said when they've heard these concerns, they've stepped up to do something about it.
If we have enough told to us, description, what they look like, around what time they think it was, we'll go back and we'll check our cameras to see if we can catch whoever it is.
A few months ago, doing just that, catching a guy who was slipping things in women's drinks.
We probably had like 10 complaints on the same person. We kept getting complaints, and then finally my boss was like, maybe I should pull the video. So it took him probably about a week to go through it, to actually pinpoint who it was. And then he sent us all the picture of the guy. And then the next time he came in, we literally threw him out and banned him. And there's possible criminal charges.
His efforts even more important as woman after woman comes to Denver 7 saying they were drugged and then told by police there was nothing to investigate.
I was essentially told the same thing as these ladies. It was very much, you're one of the lucky ones. There's no assault, there was no rape, so we don't really have anything to investigate.
In a statement last week, police told us this is not how these interactions should go and have reminded officers of their protocols. Ellenberg said he's glad to see women sharing their experiences and raising awareness, adding his perspective to encourage change.
Maybe push for stricter things to be in place. When it comes to somebody getting caught with it, they can get a more severe punishment than just a possession charge.
Saying he'll keep doing what he can to help.
We don't want to be known as one of the bars that has that happen a lot and doesn't do anything about it.
Now, he also told me that he has witnessed when some women have possibly been drugged and has had to call 911. Of course, he's reminding everyone to remain vigilant when you do go out. Ann?
Yeah, this is just horrifying. And I know, Christian, you once again reached out to Denver police about this story.
Yeah, when we reached out to them last week, they were encouraging the victims to call them again to file a report. And today when I called them, they said, generally speaking, investigators can use surveillance video to help with documenting what occurred and also identify suspects.
Well, let's hope they start initiating some change. Thank you, Christian. And going deeper tonight, the term roofies comes from the drug Rohypnol. It's a powerful sedative that's not been approved for medical use in the U.S. because it can cause extreme drowsiness or blackouts. Now, here in Colorado, anyone caught with any amount of Rohypnol in their possession could face a level 4 drug felony charge. And if someone is caught giving someone the drug without their consent, that is a level 3 felony offense in Colorado. And that person could face 2 to 4 years in prison and fines up to $500,000.